Do you know what you need to do in your 20s so that you can be successful in your 30s? Well, you're in luck because in today's video, I'm going to be giving you 8 money moves that you need to make right now in your 20s so you can be set up for your 30s and on. Your 20s are literally the best years to start building wealth. They're the best years to start investing. They're the best years to start saving. And we need to make sure that we make these money moves in our 20s right now so that we can be set up for our future and then for retirement. So let's start with the first money move that you need to make in your 20s is to build an emergency fund. Now, if you don't know what an emergency fund is, which I have no idea how anyone could not know what an emergency fund is. An emergency fund is a fund for emergencies. So we build an emergency fund up to 3 to 6 months, and the money designated in this account is for only emergencies. So we're talking blown out tires, we're talking medical bills, you get fired from your job. We're using this emergency fund to fund our life until we can find another job or until we can, make the money back. But this is what an emergency fund is for because emergencies will happen. So when you think of 3 to 6 months of expenses, it sounds like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money. This could be $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, depending on how much your expenses are. But we have to start out small. So we're going to start out by saving $1,000. Whether you're saving $50 a month toward that $1,000, $100, $200, $300, we're going to start off small and just get that first $1,000. And this is something I did when I was in college. I saved my first $1,000, and I was super motivated to continue to save because I've never seen that much money in my account. So start off slow. Automatically have a certain amount of money going to your emergency fund account and slowly build up towards that 1,000. And before you know it, you'll be able to save more money to build towards that emergency fund. And when you're saving for this emergency fund, make sure that you put it in a high yield savings account. Now I have a link to Ally Bank. They have a high yield savings account. It's not the highest rate, but it is a solid high yield savings account where you can put this money. This money is only for emergencies. This money is not to be invested. This money is not to pay for some car. This money is not to pay for some want. This is money that we set aside just for emergencies. And like I said earlier, be sure to automate. Automation is the key to building wealth. So automate your money going from your account, from your checking account towards this high yield savings account every single month. So every single month you should have money going automatically, whether it's $100, $200 from your check to your high yield savings account. And before you know it, you will have your emergency fund. It might take a year or two. It might take a few months, just depending how much you're able to save monthly. And the second money move that you need to be making in your 20s is to start budgeting. We need to make a budget. We need to know how much money is coming in, and we need to know how much money is going out. We cannot just be out here spending money and not tracking it, especially in your 20s. This is time to establish your smart money habits. And when we establish these habits in our 20s, they will then roll over to your 30s, to your 40s, to your 50s, and then you'll be able to spend as much as you need once you retire. So you use many different budget tools like YNAB or the Every Dollar app from Dave Ramsey, or you use pen and paper, or you can use Excel. There's all kind of different ways to kind of track your expenses. Me personally, I use my credit card. They have an actual way that you can track your expenses on there, but that works for me. What might work for me may not work for you. So you just have to find out what works for you when it comes to tracking your expenses. And if you're going to be serious about budgeting, then you need to actually know your expenses. You need to know your variable and your fixed expenses. Variable expenses are things like the electric bill, gas, groceries, these things that go up and down. Your fixed expenses, insurance. Your fixed expenses are rent, your mortgage. You need to know how much money you're paying on these things in order to be able to budget. In order to find out how much you're paying on these things, then you can go to your statements. You can go see how much is going out a month towards your electricity bill. And then you can kind of get a median or get a middle number of how much you're generally paying towards electricity. Look for leaks in your budget. Are you spending too much money going out to eat? Are you spending too much money on entertainment? Are you spending too much money on electricity? Are you keeping your lights on all day? Are you running the AC all day when you're not home? Look for these leaks so you can know where your money's going. And then you can reallocate that extra money towards a category like savings or investing. And I know when you hear the word budget, you think restriction. Now, budgeting is not a restriction. A budget is really a freeing thing. And I look at it like that because say I have $300 to go out to eat. Now I know how much I'm able to spend when I go out to eat. So when I go out to eat with someone and maybe it's the first of the month or the middle of the month and I have barely gone out to eat that month, I know that I can spend a good amount of money and I don't really have to look at my checking account. I don't have to look at the receipt. I don't have to look at the at the bills, to be honest with you. I could just swipe because I know that I haven't really gone nowhere. And I'm also tracking my expenses. So I have kind of that free will to spend, a good amount of money on the things that I love and the things that I want. And the third money move that you want to make before you turn 30 is start investing. You want to start investing as early as possible. And this is something that I wish I did. I wish I had started investing in my early 20s. I really started investing when I was about 23, 24, and I got serious about it when I was 24. Turning 25 is when I got serious about investing. But I wish I would have started when I was 20s. I had a little bit of money in the bank account and I could have definitely invested into a Roth or into a brokerage account, but start investing early. Time is on your side when you're in your 20s. The sooner you start investing, the better off your investment accounts will be, because compound interest is literally on your side, especially when you're in your 20s, especially when you're in your 30s. Invest as early as possible so you can get that money into this account, and this account can begin to grow and start compounding on all the money that you're putting inside of it. And just like your emergency fund, you don't have to start with big numbers. Start small, invest $50. It's better than starting to invest in your 30s and starting out with that $50 or $100. Invest as soon as possible and start small. Build your way up, see what you can invest. And you can only do this by budgeting, because you know how much money is coming in, and then you're going to know how much money is going out. And one of the best accounts that you can actually open when you're in your 20s is a Roth IRA. So a Roth IRA, you can invest up to $7,000 as of right now, 2025, and this money grows tax-free, and you're able to take it out tax-free because you already paid taxes. This is an after-tax retirement account. So after you get paid from your job or wherever, you then put this money to a Roth IRA. It grows, and then at 59 and a half, you're able to pull all the money out tax-free. So you have $1 million in there at 59 and a half, you can pull $1 million out. If you literally only invested $200 into your Roth IRA, age of 20, you did that for 39 years, then you'll be 59 and a half by then. You have almost $500,000 in your retirement account. That's just by investing $200 a month. You might say 500 is not a lot of money, but a lot of people don't have any money in their retirement account. A lot of people aren't able to retire or have a good retirement. And then this is just by you investing $200 a month. Just start investing as soon as you can, especially when you're in your 20s. The fourth money move that you're going to make before you turn 30 is to get out of high interest debt. You should not be in credit card debt. We shouldn't really have high car loans, especially going into our 30s. Credit card debt is truly a wealth killer, so we want to list out all of our credit card debts. Two methods that you can use to pay these credit card debts off. That's the avalanche and the snowball. With the snowball, you're paying off the lowest balance first, and then you're rolling that money to the next balance and then to the next balance. With the avalanche method, you're paying off the highest interest rate first. So if you have a debt that's 5% and another 6%, you're going to pay off that 6% debt first, no matter how much you own that debt. Basically, we're paying more than the minimums all the time because we need to be out of debt so we can truly start building wealth and investing into our future. Because this debt is taking money from you that's not necessary. We need to get this out the way so we can invest to our Roth IRAs, so we can invest to our 401ks and our brokerage accounts. The fifth thing you want to do before you turn 30 is to boost your credit score. Renting is affected by your credit score. Interest rates on cars, on houses is affected by your credit score. So we need to boost our credit score because when we turn 30, we should be making a decent amount of money, a lot more than we made when we turned 20. So then when we turn 30, maybe we're able to buy a house. And if you want to buy a house, you want to have the best interest rate possible. So you want to have the best credit score as possible. A few things that you can do in order to get a good credit score is you need to pay off your debts on time. Don't be late. Set up automatic payments on your debts. There's no excuse for us to be late when paying back money that we owe. And keep your credit utilization below 30%. The lower we can keep that utilization, the better our credit score will be. Don't close old accounts. When you close accounts, your credit score dips for a period of time. Keep those accounts open. If you're not spending on a credit card, just cut it up and keep the account open. It really just helps your credit history. Monitor your credit. Use Credit Karma. If you don't have a Credit Karma account, you need to create a Credit Karma account so you can see how much you actually owe, so you can see your credit score, you can see all kinds of different information on there. So be sure to keep track of your credit. Just because you're in your 20s, you might think you have no credit. You might actually have credit if you have student loans or whatever it may be. You might actually have a credit score out there. You want to make sure your credit score is good going in your 30s. Another thing that you need to do before you turn 30 is to live below your means. It's all about practicing for your future. If you're living above your means in your 20s, then you're definitely gonna be living above your means in your 30s and your 40s and so on. So we want to start practicing living below our means. When I say living below your means, I'm talking about avoiding lifestyle creep. I'm talking about a bank said you can afford this card, but you get a card that's $10,000 or $20,000 less. Live below your means. It will really help you in the future for when your expenses get super high, for when you get kids, when you have to start taking care of your parents. When you have all these different responsibilities, it's going to be hard if you're living above your means because you're living at the cap of everything. And by living below your means, you can definitely make saving and investing a habit. So really try your best to live below your means. Just because someone says you can afford something doesn't mean that you need to go out and buy that thing. And the last thing that you need to do in your 20s before you turn 30 is to create a financial roadmap. You need to visualize where you want to be. What are your investing goals so that you can know what you're investing in as you get older? You don't want some random investment popping up and then you're investing into it and then you lose all your money because you had no investing goals. You had no financial roadmap. So you want to create a financial roadmap. For example, my financial roadmap is I plan on retiring at 50. I'm going to put this amount of money into my 401k. I'm going to put this amount of money into my Roth IRA. I'm going to put this amount of money into my brokerage account. And by the time I turn 50, I will be set. And that's my investing roadmap. And anything that's outside of that, I really have to think about if I'm going to actually invest in that thing. But more than likely, I'm not. I'm going to stick to my bread and butter. I'm going to stick to my financial roadmap. I'm going to stick to the stocks that I'm investing. I'm going to stick to the index funds, to the ETFs that I'm investing in, because this is my financial roadmap. Having this financial roadmap will really help you stay on course so you can know what you're doing all this investing and saving for. And those are some money moves that you need to make before you turn 30. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.